Welcome to part 3 of the Assumptions of Radical Forgiveness with Lorree Appleby.
So our enemies, I know this is like another radical part of it. Our enemies are our greatest teachers. Now, don't freak out, but it is actually, when you think about it, they offer us the opportunity to awaken by either mirroring what we've denied about ourselves and projecting it onto others or acting out, or we could also, they keep us on track with our mission, right? Because, it depends on the situation. I'm not going to get into situations, but our enemies, people that have slighted us and hurt us, from the soul point of view, these are the ones that truly love us the most because they've come here to play out these really heavy roles and really betray us, abandon us, abuse us, do these foul things. And this assumption, take it with a grain of salt, because this is really a difficult one to fully understand as in our consciousness that we're at as a human. So this is a really big picture point of view. However, if you can just be willing to be open to that possibility, that would be great. And if you're not and you're skeptical, that's totally okay too. So the next thing I would like to talk about, our next assumption, is what appears to be happening out there, so meaning outside of us, in this objective world, is merely an illusion. Okay, now it seems really real because we are actually experiencing it because we're here in this physical body. But it's what it is, everything that's happening out there is a projection of our consciousness. And this is proven by metaphysical science. Look at the split test, I think it's called. This is proven. Our consciousness creates our reality. So because so many people have this fear, because fear of certain things, we create it. So if we can create it, we can create other things too. So these unconscious beliefs that we have, that there's not enough money, there's we're not good enough, whatever it is, we are, these ideas, these attitudes, they are a projection of our consciousness. So that's why this awakening is happening, because more and more people are shifting their consciousness. So things are starting to shift. People are starting to look at things from different points of view, starting to think, oh, well, maybe this whole fear thing isn't really actually true. And when we can bring our vibration, stay conscious and awake, we raise our vibration. And when we raise our vibration, we are raising our consciousness. So if you wonder what your beliefs are that may be keeping you stuck, all you need to do is look at what's showing up in your life. So whatever's showing up in your life is actually what your beliefs are. So another thing that it's a big thing to think about, but just keep that in mind. So when we try to change or control what's happening outside of us, these outer circumstances, if you will, our life is really futile unless we first change our consciousness. So you've heard of this, like we need to do the inner work. It's actually true. When we can focus on what our consciousness is and change our inner self by moving from fear and expanding into love, by being positive, by not being hard on ourselves, and being loving and gentle and kind with ourselves, with others. When we can do that, we start to see that our outside world starts to change too, right? So when we try to control everything and we have lots of judgments, it's not going to go very well. We have to shift our consciousness. So the next assumption is that we have bodies that die, but we have immortal souls that transcend death. So basically, our body dies, but our soul lives on, right? And there's lots of documentation out there that this is true. Near-death experiences, souls that have, they come out of the body, but then they come back. It's like, oh, I'm not done yet, gotta go back. Because we have bodies that die, but we have immortal souls that transcend death, therefore, death is an illusion. And it's often a choice. Now, not a choice here as a human, a choice as a soul. When a soul has fulfilled its mission and it's done what it needs to do here, it's like, okay, it's time to go. So sometimes souls come in for very short periods of time, like maybe even days, or not even a day, an hour, or maybe a few years, or maybe 100 years. It all depends on that soul's choices, the contracts they made. So it's very often a choice. Now, yes, sometimes things happen and it isn't a choice, and something has happened to that person. However, that soul will just come back and give it another go, right? So, in saying all of that, I want to just say one more thing. You do not have to believe anything I just told you, not one word of it, because it works anyways. Everything I say, anything is total BS, or some of it you think, yeah, I can buy that, and some of it you're like, no way. It's okay. It's completely okay. You don't have to. The beautiful, beautiful thing I loved about radical forgiveness is that as long as you believe in a higher power and you are willing to be open to the idea that there could be a little slimmer of truth to this, then it's going to work for you. So in doing the radical forgiveness work, this is what I do. I have private coaching, group coaching, self-study. There are free worksheets online. It is such a beautiful way to be able to awaken, shift your consciousness, and still honor the human side of us, because we are all human. We are here living in a human world. We every day. So, like I said in the beginning, we're living in both worlds at the same time. So, what this radical forgiveness does is it allows us to be able to live in the spiritual side of it that has all these amazing benefits, and still live in the human world. And it makes it a lot easier so that we can let go of some of those beliefs, or all of those beliefs that are holding us back and keeping us stuck, so that we can not live in this fear vibration and we can expand into the love vibration. And I am living testament to this. Like, anyone that knows me and knew me from when I was younger, even 10 years ago, I was very much safe and small, and I did not take risks, and I worried, and I had anxiety, and I was not happy. And when I learned these assumptions, and I learned how to use radical forgiveness, it just called to me so deeply to understand the soul's journey, and that there was this bigger purpose around all of this that's going on here. It changed everything, and it just called me so much that I knew that I had to share this with others, so that they could too shift their perception and become more conscious, and learn how to love themselves, and learn how to forgive others, and to not give that power over to someone else because they did something wrong to us, but to instead take my power back, which was always mine to have anyhow, because I gave it away, really, when I said, oh, it's because of you I'm unhappy. I create my happiness. I create my unhappiness. Yes, there are things that are going to happen in my life that are going to cause me to be very unhappy. That is life. That is the human experience. For us to experience all of it, the up, the down, the good, the bad, the ugly. And there's so many joyful experiences in life if we can open up, surrender, trust, and in the fact that we are never going to be given anything that we cannot handle. So the bigger the pain that you've had to experience or that you are experiencing, the bigger the bigger the other side is, the bigger the beauty, the joy, the mission that you've taken on here to help other souls to transcend this and learn your spiritual lessons and grow from them so that you can shine your light and help others to be able to navigate and work through their experiences as well. And as we're all awakening to this consciousness shift that's happening, we're all starting to remember who we are. It becomes easier and easier because we're allowing ourselves to feel. We're allowing ourselves to have these soul adventures, which is what I like to call them, because they really are adventures when you look at it from that point of view. And I actually found that in order to remember and be able to do it with more ease, I had to remind myself every single day of what my truth was. Because it's really easy to get sucked into this victim mentality, this drama and trauma and all of this, right? Just turn on the news or listen to people that are lower vibe, that are, gossiping or complaining all the time, or in a lot of fear. That was me. That's so many people. And there's no wrong. Everyone's where they need to be. I'm no better than anyone, someone that's, fully figured it, like done it and transcend their feelings and they're on their joy path, or someone who is still struggling and mired in patterns and pain. We're all on our own personal journey. However, we do have this free will down here. So this is why we've got stuck. And this is why you're hearing so much more about it now. This is why I made this video. And this is why Colin Tipping, who is way ahead of his time, created this work, and so many others. There's so much beautiful people out there sharing these types of theories and understanding. Science is proving it. People are completely changing their lives by following these principles. It's so true, and it's not just for special people, it's for anybody, and it can be for you too. So I thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe, please like it, please share your comments, please share it with other people. And if you want to learn more about how you can get radical with your life and raise your vibration and shift your consciousness, I'd be happy to explore that with you. You can check out the link in the description and take a look at my site, ourpurposefuljourney.com. And if you feel called, there's a link to have a clarity call that's complimentary. You just have to fill out a little questionnaire so that I can get to know who you are and where you're at a little bit more, and we can chat and we can explore and see what's going on for you and whether or not it works for us to work together. I will definitely provide value in helping you in your next steps on your purposeful journey. So thank you so much. Namaste. Have an amazing day, and don't forget to subscribe and like. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.